What up guys, Bruja here, and today I am back with a long time awaited weight loss spell that I was saying I was going to do about 2.5 years ago or something like that. But of course I like to be my own guinea pig for all of my spell work because I want to know for sure that it's going to work. I performed the whole 7 days. This spell is assembled by me. I didn't have anyone else that I was inspired by to look up how to do this spell. It was just something that felt right to me based off of the knowledge I accumulated. I'm going to show you guys what I did to lose the majority of my weight. And if you guys did not know, I was heavier set about roughly 3 years ago. I almost weighed 200 pounds. And now I fluctuate anywhere between 145 to like 155 pounds. I do want to be a little bit smaller than what I am now, but I'm happy with where I've gotten, and it definitely shows in my opinion. And I want to share with you guys how I did it and give you some tips and obviously some bomb-ass spell work that can get you there. My end goals for myself, I do want to lose a little bit more weight. I want to be around anywhere from 135 pounds to possibly 125 pounds. I'm not quite sure if I want to settle on that weight yet because it's a weight that I was at when I was younger. I'm only getting older, so that might not be so plausible or feasible right now because our bodies change every decade. The weight you're at when you're 18 is probably not the weight you should be at now. So maybe when I get to 135, I'll be like some super tight, super lean 135, and I won't care to be in 125. So we'll see. I mean, so far so good. I'm pretty happy with where I am right now, but I just want to tighten up a little bit more. I went from being a almost 200-pound female. I'm 5'4", so 200 pounds not supposed to be on my frame. So I was, I think, a size 10 at my heaviest, and now I fluctuate between, I was a size 6 not too long ago, and now I'm down to a size 4 as I bought new jeans for work, and then I lost a little more weight. So now I'm around a size 4, possibly a size 6, depending on the brand. So I'm not super tiny by any means, and I know that. I've come a long way, and I just wanted to share this with you guys to give you some inspiration to possibly start eating healthier and or realizing how much you are eating, because you do not have to stop eating the foods you're eating. You can still eat the foods you like right now within the appropriate realm of portion control that is accurate for the calories in, calories out for your vessel. So you have to be able to burn that off, or at least a good amount of it off, to not keep gaining weight from eating the foods that you love. As you cut out the foods you love, you're going to be miserable. I eat whatever I want, period. I don't believe in going on these fancy ass diets. When I was younger, I tried a lot. I tried to eat clean as possible, drove me nuts. I ended up becoming anorexic, and sometimes I still struggle with anorexia right now because your mindset is, I could do this faster, I could do this better. I used to be like this, I'm not like this anymore. You don't need to fall into those sort of disordered thoughts and self-hate about yourself. It's not worth it. Your body image isn't worth the self-hate and the self-loathing that comes with that mindset. So you want to do this the most healthy way possible for you, what you can handle physically and mentally and emotionally. So figure out what works for you based off food. Of course, healthier decisions are going to be better on your body. You'll feel better, but don't deprive yourself from the things that you love. You can eat whatever you want, like I said. You just need to know the appropriate portion for your body. Because what your husband can eat versus what you can eat, that's a completely different portion. So get to know what your portion should look like, and you can eat whatever you want for the rest of your life. All right, guys? So I'm going to go into the spell work now, and I'm going to stop rambling about all this dietary stuff and yada, yada, yada. And I'm going to show you how this spell work is done. So these are the items you guys are going to need. You're going to need some dragon bloods incense. You're going to need 7 yellow candles. You're going to need some cinnamon bark, coconut oil, black salt and or black pepper, ginger, cayenne pepper, turmeric, some crystals to boost this working, crown of success oil, and some moon water. Also, do not forget a pen and a piece of paper. First off, you are going to engrave your candle with your birthday, your full name, and you are going to write healthy fat loss along the side. Then dress it with your coconut oil. I forgot to add my crown of success oil right after that, so I added it last, but no worries, you can always add certain things after the fact. It's not going to ruin your spell work. Now I am blessing the cinnamon stick. I crumbled it up in a little bit smaller chunks to work with, and I'm going to dress my candle away from me because you want to take the fat away from yourself. You do not want to keep it. And I'm going to go ahead and dress that until I see that it is dressed good enough, in my opinion. And the cinnamon is going to represent success in this working because you want this to be successful. Next up, I have turmeric, and I'm going to enchant this for health. Next up is black salt, and black salt is great to banish anything that you do not want away from you. We want to banish unwanted fat. So of course, why not use your black salt in this? It is not limited to just banishing negative people or negative energies. It can be used in many other ways in all sorts of spell work. Next up, you're going to need a piece of parchment paper or any sort of paper you have on hand, and you will need something to write with. So, you are going to write your name down 7 times, and then you're going to turn the paper to the next side, and you're going to overlay healthy fat loss on top of your name 7 times. You might be wondering why I'm using the number 7. Even though there are 7 days in this spell and or ritual, you can call this a ritual because you may want to do it again. So you can turn the spell into a ritual. It is versatile in that sense. We are using the number 7 because it is a divine number of awakening, a divine number of truth that you can reflect on your inner self, a divine number of guidance. So 7 is used because of those reasons. It seemed fitting and it felt right, so I'm using 7. So this is roughly what your parchment paper is going to look like when you are done writing your name and overlaying healthy fat loss on top of it. Next step, you are going to fold the paper away from you. I like to work in 3s, so I folded my paper 3 times away from myself. This symbolizes letting go of the unhealthy fat that is on your body that you wish to get rid of. Afterwards, you are going to light your candle. And you may have noticed that I left the cayenne pepper and the ginger for last. I like to add these 2 ingredients last on top of my candle. I did it this time while it was burning to symbolize igniting your metabolism. If you haven't noticed, all these spices are very, very good for igniting your metabolism and boosting what it's supposed to do naturally. And if you guys didn't know, cayenne pepper and ginger act as a natural boosting aid in your spell work to bring your achievements in faster. Now you're going to light your parchment paper on fire, and you're going to let it burn down as far as you can go, and you're going to set it aside in your cauldron and place some energy into that burning parchment paper that is being sent out into the universe to help benefit you. I chanted my incantation at this time. That is unhealthy, that is benign. With each day, you will melt away little by little over time. Feel free to add the crystals that you wanted to use in this working. I chose tiger's eye, obsidian, lapis lazuli, and a piece of citrine for this. Now I'm going to place some more energy into this, so I'm going to chant the incantation a few more times until I'm satisfied with how I feel on the outcome of this working at this point in time. That is unhealthy, that is benign. With each day, you will melt away little by little over time. The next step is to pour yourself a glass of moon water. Here you're going to meditate over this again, and you're going to place some intention into it. I'm going to enchant this water, so I'm going to speak my incantation one more time. That is unhealthy, that is benign. With each day you will melt away little by little over time. This is something that I want you guys to really think about. I want you to envision yourself slimming down. The water is washing the fat away as you drink it. And this is also adopting a healthy mindset towards your goals. So I really want you guys to do this before bed, and I want you to finish the water at least before morning. So this is what your working is going to look like after you are done. You can go ahead and place more intent into this if you'd like, but I usually end at the water and I let the universe take over at this point. It's a pretty simple spell. I used black salt. You can use black pepper instead. And if you have different dehydrated versions of the other spices that I have used, you can use those. So do not fret if you do not have everything that I have. If you don't have the Crown of Success oil, you can use certain herbs and spices that are in that oil instead, and then just stick with the coconut oil. And if you do not have the coconut oil, you can use some simple olive oil from your kitchen. So don't freak out if you don't have all the things that I have. It's not the end of the world. Witchcraft was supposed to be simple. Back in the day, our ancestors used things that were simply found in their kitchen and in their garden, and that they could forage close by. I mean, that's what it was. Witchcraft is supposed to make your life easier, not harder. Since this is day one, it's going to start on the last quarter of the moon phase, and then it's going to slowly turn into the waning moon, and then the waning moon slowly turns into the new moon. You're going to do this up until the last day of the new moon, which should be day 7. And then from there, the moon starts to become full again. We are doing it this way because when the moon is becoming full, you are bringing things into you. You do not want to bring more fat into your life. That would defeat the purpose, is to bring more fat. The whole point is you want to get rid of that toxic fat that's been built up in your body. You want it gone. And the new moon signifies new beginnings, a new fruition, a new time to flourish, a fresh start. So what you want to give yourself is a fresh start, and I'm giving you a week to roughly reroute your mindset. So each day, as you saw that I burned a petition day 1, I wrote down what I wanted 7 times and it overlaid my name. Each day, I want you to think of a new reason why you want to lose weight. And do not make it vain, because vain decisions do not last long. You're not going to stay young and beautiful for the rest of your life, or handsome and strapping for the rest of your life. It's just not plausible. Yes, you should enjoy what you have right now before it's gone, because you are living a human existence right now. So take advantage of what you got, but do not operate fully off of vanity. It won't serve you in the end. You need to figure out why you want to lose weight in the first place. Do you simply feel uncomfortable with yourself? Would you like to boost your self-esteem by feeling more free within your emotions? Would you like to be able to do a marathon? Some people would love to run, or they would think they'd love to run, but they're too afraid to try because they already have certain breathing restrictions because they're overweight. Or would you love to go swimming with your friends, but you're too self-conscious to do it because you have to wear a suit to get in the pool? Or, I mean, those can seem vain, but if you're uncomfortable within your own vessel and it's holding you back from doing everyday things that other people do, then I completely understand how you feel. I don't think that's a vain thing to want to be able to go swimming with your friends, but you don't want to because you hate the way you look. You shouldn't have to hate the way you look. And even if you are a bigger person and you're like, this is stupid, I'm happy with the way I look, why would I want to change? You don't have to. This is for the people who want to change the way they look and they've been struggling. This is for them. So if you do not want to change the way you look, then you don't have to. I don't care. I preach body positivity. I don't care what size you are. I care about what size I am and how I feel in my own skin and what my body can do for me. Me, I like to focus on being strong. I don't like having people do things for me. I like to be independent and strong physically. I do not like to have to rely on a man to help me. Even though my partner is fantastic, but do I want him doing every single little thing for me because I'm too weak to handle it? No. Mentally and physically, I want it to be matched. If I'm strong mentally and I'm smart, I want my body to be physically strong to back up whatever thoughts and ideas and inspiration that comes to mind. I want to be able to handle everything on my own. That is one of my motivators, is to get my body to match my mindset and vice versa. Every day, I want you to write something down about what will benefit you with this weight loss that's not a vain motion. Would you like to swim for a longer period of time without getting winded? Would you like to go hiking without getting winded? What is it that you want? Put that out there in the universe, because that's what you're doing when you burn that petition. That petition is dedicated to you. You're burning it to get it out there. Whatever deities that you work with, that you called upon, or simply elements, or if you're just working with your own energy, that is fine too. Witchcraft is about empowering your own divine energy. If you don't have any deities that you work with, that is okay. Molecules in water can change to whatever you want them to within witchcraft. It is a neutral, plain substance. So literally, you can bless that water to do anything. So once you feel that energy shift within the water that you're holding, I want you to finish it. You can drink it throughout the rest of the night. I would suggest performing this at night, performing it before you go to sleep, or have a good window to do it before you sleep. And place as much energy as you can into this, because I want you to think about this before you go to bed. My hand's all yellow. Oh, turmeric. I want you to think about this before you go to bed. I want you to stew on it. I want you to remember why you started this in the first place, because not every day is going to be easy. I roughly gave you a week to try and collect yourself and get your shit together and think about why you've been failing so many times in the past and why you don't want to repeat that, and what are you going to do different now that's going to make this successful. I need you to think about it. And every time you drink that water, I am directly inputting, I mean, not necessarily me, but you are directly inputting something into your body that is a healthy change. And I want you to think about that as you drink that water. You can replace the water with a moon water ginger tea before you go to bed. That is also correlates with health. So if that's more relaxing than just drinking some cold water before bed, you can do it that way too, or heat the water up if you'd like. Whichever way that gets you to incorporate that healthy habit before bed, I want you to sit on it and think about it. Because I don't want you to lose sight of what you're trying to achieve here. This is a goal. They might seem simple and like, I'm just drinking some fucking water and I'm going to bed, bitch. But you're not. You're not. You're setting aside time for yourself, time that you needed, and you let yourself pass it up day after day. And you stayed in that same mentally sabotaged rut. And you're not going anywhere. No one's gonna go anywhere for you. You have to do this yourself. So get your shit together, drink your fucking water, and start doing what's right for you. Like I said earlier, you can eat what you want. Learn how to ration your food. Portion control based off the goals and fitness level that you want to achieve. Also, what weight you want to be, or how many inches you want to lose off your waist, off your arms, off your legs. You don't have to weigh yourself every goddamn time. Lord knows that can fuck you up. So if you want to grab a tape measure and do it that way, that would probably be the best way to do it. Honestly, what that scale says isn't everything. There's certain things that the scale tells me, and then I'm like, that doesn't make no sense. I'm already sized down from my jean size that I was, but it didn't fluctuate much at all. It's like barely a few pounds. But those inches will come off your body, and the scale might tell you the same thing. That's because your fat has been lost, but you converted it to muscle, which makes your body look tighter and smaller. Fat makes you look bulkier. So if you have muscle and you got a thick layer of fat over it, you'll look bulky. It's not because you're weight training, it's because you got fat you need to get rid of. So don't blame everything on weight training, okay? It's really hard for a female to bulk up, really hard. We do not have the testosterone level that males do. It's just not physically possible. We have to lift absurdly heavy and be on a strict diet to bulk up the way that a man does. They're lucky. They could take 20-pound weights and get jacked. We can't. We can't do that. It's just not gonna happen. Girls, if you're trying to work out and you're afraid to start weightlifting, you don't need to be afraid of that. You're not gonna bulk up. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna look great. You're gonna look fan-fucking-tastic. Don't freak out about that shit, guys. And make sure you get that petition down. Drink the goddamn water, because the water is good for you. Your body's like 70-80% water. I know a lot of fitness gurus say that shit, but it is true. It's important to stay hydrated. It's good for your overall function of your body. It's good for your skin. It's good to just flush your body out in general. Convert those molecules over to something positive and get that negative bullshit out of your mind that's holding you back, because it's now or never. All right, guys, if I didn't answer everything, then please leave some comments below, and you can always email me at onefitbruja@outlook.com. And I'm on Pagan and Witches AMINO. And we do have some new items in the shop. I'm going to put some hot foot powder up as well. But right now, it's just the black salt, but I'm working on the hot foot powder. So there's that. If you want to check out the shop and view those items, they are there on the Etsy. It's BrujadeMarigoldManor. So feel free to check that out if you'd like. And until next time, I will see all you lovely little brujitas later.